Oh, man. What's up, gents? I am back. And as you can see, I was still working on that. Actually, I'm already on the second tray. I got one more left, and then I'll be done with this one, which is good because it'll be ready for tomorrow, and we can find out exactly where we're at on the amount of weights that we got going. So, yeah. Figure y'all can keep me going, keep me awake, because I am tired, but definitely gonna get this rocking. Let's see. What's up, Edgar? How you doing, boss? Still here breaking weights, boss. Definitely, definitely got the tickets for the lotto posted up as well. So let's see who wants to be a millionaire. That would be so awesome. That really would be awesome. Excuse me. What you got going, man? What's the deal with your vehicles? What up, Curtis? Roger, Detroit. How you doing, guys? Flying? All right. Well, be sure to let them know why their comments are getting blocked. I didn't really get to see them all. I don't know. For some reason, Edgar does see a lot of things before I even see him over here. Uh, he saw Carl come on the channel earlier, and I was like, where's Carl? And then finally, like 10 seconds later, he popped up on my screen, which is crazy. Yeah, actually, I'm working on half ounce. Let's see, half ounce bells, 1 ounce bells, 8 ounce coin, got 3 ounce egg weights, and 6 ounce cannonball, and 4 ounce cannonballs. Or actually, that's a six. There's a four. There's a 4 ounce cannon. So, that. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. That like between me and him. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No worries. Just asking. Working on these, but yeah. Once we can get through with these half ounce, we can definitely we'll keep it going because we got a bunch of molds to pour them out. It's still a lot of them that it takes to make this. And I think originally they ordered what was it, 50 pounds of these? Let me check. Hold on. I'm gonna go back to the original order. Uh, half ounce. They ordered 50 pounds originally. 50. Holy smokes! How many pieces is that? Do the math real quick. 50 times 16 times 2. That's 1,600 pieces to finish off that order. Wow. Now imagine doing that with a single mold to only make one of these at a time. When I first started out, I had one of those production molds that had the 8 ounce, half ounce, quarter ounce, 3/8 ounce, 1 ounce, 1.5, 2 ounce, the one that had all of them like that. Well, you can only put one eyelid on for each size, and they ordered 100 pounds, 50 pounds like that too, and it was almost as bad as when I had to do the egg weight one. Now that one though, that one really sucked because they were so little, and oh man, I can't even remember how many mist pours happened when I was trying to do that mold. It really sucked. Well, I actually, if I'm not mistaken, I've done a video showing the amount of molds that I had, but I also did not show my surf weight molds. Those molds won't be shown till I hit 100,000 subs. So when that one gets there, by then, I'll probably have some more impressive molds to actually show you. So if y'all been keeping up with us, we've definitely pour all kinds of weights from jig heads. We have the ability, we just don't have the clientele for it to pour a lot of jig heads. So uh, we really don't do them, but we should. We just hadn't really looked into it, I guess. I know I've got some molds here that I could pour probably 10 to 15 jig heads at once. And then I got multiple sizes of them on those jig head molds as well, too. So just, we got them from a subscriber and just ain't never put them to use, which I think we should. I mean, I think that would be a great thing to make our own jig heads here. But I really want to get into where we have them painted and stuff like that. So I think that would be cool. I think that'd be real cool. But I definitely need to do my homework on it before I start investing money to see how I can get it done and adding the different colors of the to the lead and stuff like that. So, yep, 50 pounds of half ounce sinkers. Yep. Oh, we hit 24,200. All right. So, if y'all are new to the channel, guys, we are setting up for our 25,000 subscriber mark giveaway. You cannot earn your way into this. Or you can't buy your way in. You got to earn your way in. You got to earn your way in, not buy it. And what I mean by that is what we're doing is we're doing a giveaway set up specifically on the sharing of our videos, whether it be video links and or the YouTube channel itself. And we have a sponsored channel as well, Jacked Up Leatherworks, who's been our channel sponsor since we first started. And he's also donating a custom reel cover case for the winner. And the winner will get to pick what kind of design they want on it and or colors and or size. There's three sizes he's offering up, whether it be a 50, an 80, or a 130 that you can win the cover for. So just a little heads up there on that one. We also have multiple prizes that are rolling in. Um, and we're actually, I think tomorrow during the live video feed for our fire drawing tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the other prizes that are in play right now here at the channel, or for the channel for the 25K giveaway. Um, yeah, I'll do it then just because I've got all this going on. If I get sidetracked over there, might spend it over there instead of finishing what I got to finish. So if y'all want to see it, y'all got to check it out tomorrow during our fire drawing for tomorrow. Tomorrow it will be a $10 buy-in. And yes, sir, exciting, exciting. So, I actually have never seen the Shark Radio deal. However, I am waiting on some. We were supposed to do a live video chat with them. They were supposed to contact me. I'm still waiting on that because they did get up with me at the Houston Boat Show, which was pretty cool because I mean I was wondering how I was going to get in contact with them. I know Robert put a lot of that information out there with him to get with us and stuff like that, and they did. Now we did find out some more interesting information that there's a company here in Texas that develops a way to create water without having to do water desalination. And it's a lot cheaper to produce, and it can make a ton of water as well. And from the way I understand it, is it sucks the water out of the air. So basically, what is oxygen? H2O. So, it creates it that way. And there's even smaller setups that they have. If you want to build a cab or add it to your cabin, they have it set up to where it can be worked off of sunlight and or gas or diesel, like pretty much any kind of source that they can think of. They even do one that works off of methane gas. So with that being said, this could be a cheaper alternative and healthier alternative than doing the water desalination plant, which is an endless pit. That is going to be something that we are going to pay for, our kids are going to pay for, our kids' kids going to pay for, if the environment survives it, and it won't survive it. So that is just food for thought of what we're looking at. So yeah. Let's see. Oh wow, okay. I just saw your post up there, Detroit, about the guy airbrushing the jig heads. That would be cool. That would be cool. Joe M, how you doing? Let's see. Zaza, how you doing? Yes, most definitely. Right? That definitely would be nice, right? Mm. Because they're getting sponsors. Well, that's okay. Um, so at 1100 order. Yeah. Actually, that one, that original order started out at 60. Was it $6,800? It originally started out with that, and yeah, we're down to the last, I think, $1,100 worth of the order that's available to make. But I know as soon as we get caught up with that, they're going to place an order for leaders, because when we went out to the jetties this weekend, there was fishermen everywhere, which is a good thing to see. People out fishing is a good thing. That means that people are out there enjoying the outdoors, and then two, they're buying fishing tackle. So that was pretty awesome. But I am going to be working here on this to get her done. And I'm almost down to the last tray. One more tray, and I'll be done with this one for sure. So, Edgar, do you mean that they're getting sponsored by other people, or they're looking to sponsor other people? All right, there's that. Let me get the last tray up here, real quick. And I'm actually going to switch off. There's all the broken pieces that are left over. Let that break off the weight that I need off of it. Can't throw the good ones away, though. And actually, Billy, I got a question for you. I found a $10 bill the other day that has a blemish in it, and it looks like it's from when it got manufactured. And I'm going to show you the picture real quick. Let's see. So there's the picture of the dollar bill where the blemish is at. And then when you zoom in on it, you can tell that the ink is from when it was actually manufactured. So I don't know. I don't know who I would need to talk to see if, if it could be graded or something. But like you can see around the areas around here too, there's more blemishing on it. And I don't know. Thought it was pretty interesting. I saw it there. It looks like a dolphin in the background, kind of. But then it also looks like it has some faces in it. Yeah. Well. Yeah, I was paying attention to some other deal where they were talking about era coins, um, like pennies and the dimes, really, really getting crazy on it and stuff like that. So I just saw that and I was like, that might be interesting. Never know. Well, let me know. I'm definitely interested because um, not that I want to sell. I'm just curious to see if it is worth anything. You know what I mean? So. No, no, I'm glad it didn't have that in there. I didn't realize they make toilet paper in that sense. Oh man. Tell you what, I woke up with a bad creek neck on Sunday, and I'm getting over it, but yesterday was pretty bad. Today it's okay. It still hurts, but also too, it didn't help that I was out there trying to fix a fence, which I did. I fixed it, but yeah. No, if he was, more than likely I would have had a bigger blemish on there. You know, it had the 10, but it really meant a 1. Yeah, no doubt on that. It freaking, I'm gonna get off there. Yeah, man, I am almost done with this, but what I'm gonna have to do too, like I said, is weigh it all out. From the trade that I started earlier, I'm still gonna do the finishing touches on this one before it's all done, but I'm also kind of timing myself. But between having to stop, go to the store, come back, and do stuff like that, it does throw off my timing a little bit. So my job is looking. Oh wow. Well, Willie, I read it before you took it out, but I don't know. Maybe you were fixing that. Um, yeah, for a while there, I was going through all my change and everything, like because you just never know. Somebody may not know that they have one of those um, coins that are messed up. I did see one about the dimes that if it didn't have the the secondary stamp for it to be an actual coin, that it could be worth a lot of money that way. Yeah. No, y'all are right on that. Yeah, he can't even find his way off the stage. How is he going to find a mint? He's probably thinking food. No, there was pennies, there was dimes. I was looking for nickels and quarters. Like I was really going through all the change. I even found the dollar bills that they were talking about too. So this, damn it. Oh wow. Huh. We're both working with some kind of metal. Yours just has a lot more electricity flow going for it. So what do you do, Luciano? You work for the electricity company, or y'all, is that a part? Please forgive me for my unknowing. Hmm. Yeah, I've seen some crazy ones. Yeah, for sure. That's crazy. Oh, okay. Dang it. That's no doubt there. I still remember what bill was it? It was a dollar bill that had the Dole sticker put onto it or stamped on it. That was pretty insane. And that's because I know through my life I have seen like double stamped coins like that, and we just thought they were errors and we would throw them away because we didn't know any better as kids. But nobody really said anything back then, you know. Now everybody's paying attention to all those things, and I know I found a nickel like that. I've seen dimes, quarters. Um, yeah, yeah. We thought it wasn't worth any money, and we ended up getting rid of it. Oh, it hurts just to talk about it. I haven't for the paper notes. I've seen the blue notes as well. Um, yeah, those are pretty crazy. Damn it, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, the one thing about our mold though is when you try to put the brass eyelet in there, it doesn't hold it. So we have to put a secondary brass in there to hold it in place so we can actually pour it. So that's an extra step that we end up having to do on all the cannonballs in that mold. So it sucks, but it helps us create them for the most part. So found that one in the batch that I pretty much already gone through, but it happens when I'm moving stuff around. Let me see if I can see what y'all are talking about. if I can see that. I haven't seen any pictures come through on the chat, so. Yeah, buddy. And the lottery goes at what, 9:59, right? Or right before the news starts. What's up, TX? How you doing? Oh, and Curtis, I looked at that video, and that's to create um, videos and using that music that YouTube has. However, you have to research each individual music or that's on there, because if you do use it and it's allowable, and it gives there's some music in there. They were talking about one about from Michael Jackson that you can use it. However, it's up to the uh, the copyright holder if they want to keep the monetization on it. And what ends up happening there, if they say they want the monetization, they won't copyright strike you. However, they will keep whatever money you make off of that video. So then it does me no good, because what if that's the video that takes off, and get a ton of viewers on it, and I get paid nothing for it other than gaining subscribers. So I mean, it could go both ways, but at the end of the day, if they only come for that one video, then it's not really growing the channel and keeping it to where everybody's watching us at all times. So. Oh no, I thought it was Brandon. Not you, Curtis. I actually thought it was Brandon that was said on there, but we'll see. Yes, the first picture that came through was from Billy with that oil slick on the coin. Ow. Oh, did I say Curtis? I meant Billy. Sorry, I thought I said Billy. Okay, I may have messed up on that, but I meant Billy. Yeah, little tired, guys. And I thought I got some sleep to catch up on it, but I guess I didn't. Oh, sorry, boss. Yep. Well, that's why I went live earlier. I did that video feed there to kind of warn everybody about what I was planning on doing, and I was hoping that we caught it just right, so that way a lot of people can get in there. And granted, we got 20 something people in here, or it was 22 into the deal, so it ended up being 20 or $240 worth of tickets from the 20 that's left over. And what I'm doing is I'm breaking apart fishing weights that we have poured here in the shop. I'm cleaning them off. They start out, in trees like this with the base on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break off what we don't need so we can remount that and make the next piece. So there you go. 2 ounce, or actually it's a 1.5 ounce, which he's not even supposed to be pouring, but I guess he is because he sees it in the mold. See, and then this one I can't use either. See how the brass eyelet is almost showing right there? There. And on the other side, that means it's barely holding on there. So I'm not going to take a chance at sending it out there, because if it does happen to fly off, during the cast, and it can really hurt somebody. And then this one's completely covered, so that's another one that goes by. But this is how weights start out. They start out in trees similar to this, and then we got to go through and break them. Thank you there, Skills. And do you do any fishing yourself, boss? Oh, you're at Goose and no bites? Dang it. What part of the pier are you fishing at Goose? And then this one, he pulled out the end too quickly, and it was still hot, so the end actually filled up. It's supposed to have a hole on the opposite end. Yeah, that sucks. Well, the good thing is that one didn't. This one's a mist pour too, but since it's an egg weight, I'm gonna go ahead and just remelt it down since it's not got any brass or swivels in it. So don't really lose too much as we would do with these other ones with the brass eyelets and stuff. So second light at the end. What are you using for bait, boss? Shoot, even at Port A, we were trying to catch whiting, and Gary caught one whiting. That's what I ended up catching the bull red on. I caught a 42-inch bull red while we were out there. I've got some video footage of me fighting it, and then that other 46 that y'all already saw too, man, that one was a beast. Ain't seen a big bull red. Oh, well, I haven't seen any in the 50-inch range since Bob Hall Pier. Um, the last time I saw any in the 50s was pretty much that night before a storm rolled in. I was using Manhattan for bait, and we caught 15 of them, 48 to 54.5 inches. And that was in about a 3-hour period. So, crab with fish bites. Hmm. How bad's the wind out there? Is there any wind? Is the water high? Any current? How long you been out there, Morris? Uh, TX, did you catch anything? That's about. Oh, okay. Hey, that's actually that's a really good one. Uh, all right, Curtis, you be safe, boss. I gotta finish this up so that way we can have it ready for tomorrow. Find out where we're at, what we got to keep pouring. Like I said, we did get confirmation on 2 orders: one for the bait bucket and one for the line cutters company. Yes, sir. Oh wow. Y'all try using any of the gas top for bait? Hey Morris, um, is there any way for you to go try that second elbow? The one that is the last corner before the main stretch to the end right there. I've actually gone over there when nobody was hooking up over here, and I tore it up at that point right there. Dang, it's 7:30, so about a little over 2 hours. Was that you that called earlier asking to see if we had crab here at the shop? We had somebody call. Sharks, jacks. I've caught bull reds as well on gaff top for bait. I'm willing to bet alligator gar will hit on them too if they're out there like at Goose Island throwing some gaff top out there. Because I mean, alligator gar are finicky eaters, but they will eat a big chunk of bait, especially if it's bloody. So. Okay, all right, boss. Well, yep. No, we hadn't gotten any crab in. Been a few weeks actually. Normally, what I do is right behind the head on the top end, I'll cut toward the head like this, so the back fin will be up. I'll cut right behind the back fin, cut down the backbone, and then I'll cut back towards the anal fin right there. So that big chunk of meat right behind and underneath the head, that whole area all the way to right before the anal fin on the backside. Depending on how big the gaff top is, you can either use it as a one hitter quitter or, cut it up in 2 to 3 inch chunks. And that'll actually keep other catfish from eating the bait too. So that's one way to do it. But yeah, I've caught blacktips, bulls, hammers, Atlantic sharp nose, bonnets. I've caught all kinds of sharks on them. Black nose, muskies, silkies, fine tooths. All right, Billy. Yeah, come on by, man. I'm definitely gonna try and break away tomorrow, but um, if we can find out anything about that 10 would be cool. I mean, from the way it sounds, it won't fetch much, but still pretty cool to have. Oh yeah, no. There's a lot of times when we're out there and that's all that we're catching is gaff top and hardhead, and I'll throw those on for bait and I'll start catching sharks or even bull reds as well. And I think I thought I've already used gaff top in front of y'all when we were out there fishing. Oh yeah, that's and to me that's one of my favorite baits. I'll throw it on cast outs as well too. Oh, that's a tough one right there. That really is. I I can look at it both ways. It'll either do one or two things. It'll make them go crazy because they don't know how to act, what's going on. But then again, because that going on, they may not want. They may go into a lockjaw. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Oh yeah, the same way you use hard head for bait, you do the same thing with gaff top. I like to cut the belly section out just because if you leave it in there, it creates a hollow point because obviously the guts are going to fall out of it. But if you cut that belly section off and just throw the chunk, then you're throwing a chunk of meat out there rather than something that's going to catch the wind on flight and mess up your cast. Yeah, and to be honest, it's kind of hard to predict that because how many times do we have solar eclipses? That you can sit there and say, "Oh man, on this day we were doing this, and this." You know what I mean? Now, scientists may be able to give a guess on that, but again, too, it would be a guess. I mean, I don't know. They may be able to back it up with some kind of scientific proof, of what the moon, because there's moon phases too that mess with how the fish's feeding frenzies go through. Because then we have the high and low tides, which are you know controlled by the moon's movements and stuff like that. So uh, that's a really good question. That'd be a real good question. Steven, where are you fishing so we know where we can go fishing and not seeing a gaff top or a hardhead? There's actually spots where I fish at that, normally I have a three catfish rule or even gaff top. If I catch three gaff tops in one area where I'm casting, I normally will stop fishing that spot and I'll move over. However, there's one spot where I created my double drop drum leader that I will fish through the catfish and the hardheads, or hardheads and gaff top, because the big drum will normally be there. They normally take turns hitting though. Like the drum will hit and then the catfish will hit, and then the drum will hit and then the catfish will hit. Myrtle Beach. Actually never got to fish there. I did fish Sportsman's Pier, and I think I went to the Kettle one time. The Sportsman's Pier was the cheapest one and the fastest one that I could get to, so I didn't waste my time driving any further because I'd already um, met a lot of good people out there, and they actually let me. I grew in with the crowd really quick, especially when I was going out there and casting Daiwa 450s, I believe it was, or 4-aughts. Yeah, it was Daiwa or Penn 4-aughts. Sorry, not Daiwa. Penn 4-aught HOWs, and they thought it couldn't be done. And then when I casted the hell out of them, they really freaked out. But I went out there with two 11-foot Roddy Hunters from, I think it was Walmart that I bought them, Walmart Academy. This was back in '99 when I did this. But yeah. But needless to say, they welcomed me in pretty quickly because I did show them that I was a fisherman and not somebody that just talked. So it's pretty sad to do it. So when spring break happens, what do you do? Because Myrtle Beach was one of the biggest spring break destinations for all the guys in the military and stuff like that. That was a place that everybody always wanted to go. For the 4 years that I was up there, I never got to go to Myrtle Beach when it was like spring break. I went there one time when it was winter, so really didn't get to see much. It was too dang cold and it was raining. So. Uh, and toadfish. Have you seen that guy I told you about, Steven, over there in your area? Yeah, man. It's crazy too. When I was in North Carolina, if you were shark fishing from the pier, they would tell you to leave. Like they didn't want you shark fishing from their piers. It was illegal. But when I went out there with my leaders, they always asked me what I was fishing for, and I would just tell them I was fishing for stingray. But why do you got cable? I was like, well, I don't want them cutting through my leader. I don't want to lose my hook. I bet. Yeah. Eventually, I'll get back up there. I want to go up there to the Outer Banks and go for the bull reds that are out there. I've seen pictures of them catching bull reds in the 110-pound range. But when I do go, I want to take a certified weighmaster out there so he can weigh out the bull reds that we catch to see if we could break the world record or the state record there as well. Because you can't, well, okay, again, this was back in '98 when I was there. You weren't allowed to harvest a bull red once it went over the maximum size. They don't have no special tags like we do here in Texas. And because of that, the only way, well, after I talked to a game warden there, but this was back in '98, '99, the only way to break the record was to actually have a certified weighmaster out there while you're fishing to verify the weight of the fish. And that was the only way to break the state record. I was like, wow, that sucks. Obviously, I didn't have that kind of money then, but now with YouTube, maybe we can get somebody who's willing to volunteer their time to come out there and help us out accomplish that goal. That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, and I don't blame you. I was talking, we ran into a couple out at Port 8 Jetties the other day, and he looked prior service, and we ended up talking and confirmed that he was Army. And he was talking about that he was actually from Wisconsin, and that once he moved down here back in '98, he thought he would like it. He goes, but man, he thought during the summer, he's I don't even want to come out of my house. Yeah, be safe out there, Luciano. Yeah, definitely see you tomorrow. Yep, same here, bro. Same here. Man, I did one time. I hooked into a monster cobia. That thing, it was huge. But I did the cardinal mistake of a rookie. I set out the slide line, had it all said and done, and then when I turned on the clicker, I forgot to back off the drag, and right there, that big old cobia just comes to the surface, comes up like this. My big swing like this. He backs up and then just smashes it. I was like, I got him, and then bink, he broke the piano wire because he twisted it back on itself, and it broke. And actually, I think I was using like 100 and shit, 130 something pound piano wire to toothproof stuff. Yeah, my feelings were hurt that day because that was the only hit I had all day too. I ended up staying out there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that was the only hit I had. It really sucked. It really did. There's the secretary done. Break off. All right. One final go through to make sure I didn't miss any like this one. And then I think I'll be done. Um, when were you in the Corps, William? I'm missing my tool. Oh, okay. So, okay, there's two Outer Banks. One is the one I was talking about was the North Carolina Outer Banks. So that way I can target the big bull red. But then, yes, the other Outer Banks were uh, Tuna, yes, I am definitely want to do that. All right, hold on real quick. Hello, live on the channel. Yep. Do it. Uh, I don't. I don't think I am. All right. All right. Let's see. Uh, let's see. Mo- That that was one of the things that I do miss about the slide line fishing up there. They definitely did have a way of doing it too. Like if you were slide lining in, off the pier over there, you weren't allowed to slide line in front. They had a painted red line across the pier, and you couldn't slide line in front of that. So what I did to circumvent that was I fished on bottom, then I'd slide line off my main line there. But I wouldn't put a second rod to it. What I would do is I would tie the line, the leader. It would actually clip into my main line, and then I would use a small line, like it was like 6 pound mono. And I would tie it down there, and I would slide it down like that, so that way when the fish took off, but they would pick up my shark leader, and I'd pull them both in at the same time. So 84 through 88, wow, almost 10 years prior to me going to North Carolina. I was there from 99 to '02. That's, that's some time. Damn it. Yeah, I want to go back out there, but I want to go out there with all my fishing gear and really. I know I could really do some damage out there if they're still slide lining the way they used to be. Um, but we also used to shark fish off the slide lines too. We would use the carcasses from the boat docks, and we'd put those out for bait, and we would kings would hit that, cobia would hit it, and then the shark and bull reds too, or not bull reds, but shark and king, cobia, and shark. Those, yeah. Oh, big old turtles too. The loggerheads, leatherbacks, they would come out there. Oh wow, very nice. Well, going on, I would say my second hour. If we subtracted the time that I was filling out the tickets and names for that, I'd probably be at about hour, maybe an hour and a half total time for all three trays breakdown and cleanup. So the last little bit right now is there's normally a sharp edge right here at the bottom. So what I'm doing is I'm hammering it down so it don't cut people's lines. Um, Not that it's truly that important, but it is something that we look out for. So Paris Island. We used to always crack the guys at Paris Island would used to always say, "Man, how did you go through boot camp and all of this? They give you sunglasses." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, they gave us sunglasses and sunscreen and a beach towel. We just spent all week on the beach." Oh, they would get so mad. I was on. Don't forget the red carpet too. Yeah, there was always a pissing contest between the East Coast and West Coast guys of who had it rougher and stuff. Yeah, each had their own, that's for sure. '84. And I was 5 years old at the time. The one thing I did love about North Carolina, I loved it and I hated it at the same time. Was, they had the shark warnings for the great whites that would come into the area. Every time they did, every chance that I was actually off of work or whatever, I'd go out there and I would try looking for, just so I could see one. I just wanted to see it. Just so I could say I'd seen a great white swimming, it would have been so awesome. But you best believe I had a fish, a rod and reel with me ready to throw at it because it wasn't as bad as it is now on um, trying to fish for great whites or whatever. So it's illegal to even attempt to do it and so forth. So. Hollywood Marines, yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that Army guy that I was talking to the other day, too, he was talking about how, he would meet the Marines during the day and they were cool as hell. And then they go out and party together and end up fighting throughout the night and wake up in, in holding cells or whatever, get out and then go party and do it all over again. I was like, yep, that sounds about right. So. I'm going to do real quick is separate let's see what I'm doing. See if y'all can see. I've got a stack over here that I've already cleaned. These are final touches, and then I'm creating a barrier here. And then these are all the weights that I still have to do the final touch on. So that's what I'm kind of doing. That's what I'm moving my weights around because some of them, I've already gone through. Like the egg weights, those are pretty clean, but the pairs are the ones that need the final touch on them. So. The amount of whales is 300. What kind of honest? Wow. Actually, they just did something on the news a little while ago talking about that there was an alligator in South Padre. Showed a picture of it, and it looked small, still 4 or 5 foot, but I didn't catch the size on it and stuff like that. So. Actually, what I'm gonna do, separate those. That way I can weigh them out pretty easily. I was putting a barrier of 3 ounce egg weights. I think I can just put the coins there because those don't roll. Separate out the egg weights because those are actually taking up quite a bit of space here. I'll put them into a separate container for the member. Yes, sir. Roger nailed it right there, guys. If y'all are new to the channel, what we also like to do is learn about where y'all from, what kind of fishing you like to do and stuff like that, because there's a lot of people from here all over the world. We have guys literally from all over the world on the channel that comment or come in and comment as well. So it's pretty cool to get to know and then, share the fishing stories as well. We do keep it family orientated here on the channel, guys. So if you're going to come in called hate and discontent, you'll be dealt with pretty swiftly. We'll warn you about 3 times. If you go past 3 times of being a numbskull, then we will delete you off the channel. We really aren't in the mood for all that kind of crap here. So if you want to crack jokes, make sure that they are dad jokes, I guess you would say, you know. We have fun, guys. We really do. We enjoy each other's company. We don't need all the hate and discontent. So just a heads up there. Mm. Yeah, buddy. So we're getting pretty excited. It's coming up 2 weeks going fishing. Finally, we've been waiting for this for quite some time now. So hopefully I can get my 4x4 fixed before then. I'm pretty sure it can happen. It's just being able to get her done. Got a big order of rabbits coming in, and I can't really divulge too much until I get them in house, and I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, kind of deal. So. No, I've never seen anybody in person catch a sawfish. Um, I am definitely, that would be an awesome bucket list to catch. I did talk to several guys that did from Texas that actually went out to Florida and actually hooked up to sawfish, and they have figured out how to do it. Um, and they said it was basically like fishing for big black drum, but they had to be extremely careful with that bill of theirs because it can definitely do some damage. And they also caught great whites while they were out there as well. So pretty awesome. Oh yeah, definitely excited. I'm gonna have to go through the reels probably this week for sure. Because I mean, every time we go to the beach, we take so much gear, but it's always on the by chance that the best conditions provide themselves the ability for us to go out there and use everything that we do have. But I tell you what, it's nothing like fishing Bob Hall Pier back in the day. And I'm telling you, I used to put out 27 rod and reel combos out there. And I mean, I wouldn't just take up one spot. I'd spread them out all over the pier because I don't want people thinking that they couldn't fish next to me or between me or whatever, you know. A lot of times when the rods would take off, multiple rods, I would tell somebody, hey, go get on it. You know, fight a fish. As long as you had a fishing license, I would allow people to use my gear, you know, because I just wanted to see somebody catch a fish too. So I was completely fine with that. Now, granted, it wasn't, you know, somebody just going up and picking up my gear. I would give them permission. If they just went up and grabbed my stuff without my permission, then yeah, it was different. They said there, hey man, can I get you? Yeah, go right ahead, you know, and I just let them know, don't drop the rod though, you know what I mean? And if they, whatever they caught, if it was a legal catch, they were allowed to keep it, you know. So, but they did set the hook, they did pull it in. So, but then it got out of hand out there. People just bogarting and telling people they couldn't fish out there, or putting ropes and telling people they couldn't fish past that rope, or trying to charge them for admission to the end of the pier. Like, there was so much BS going on out there, and a lot of people got tired of it. And because they got tired of being bullied over, you know, that's when a lot of things started happening to where they started hating on the shark fishermen. It was all because of them guys trying to make an extra buck or thinking it was smooth and slick, you know. Well, I love fishing the pier, guys. I really do. It allowed you to fish so many different ways without getting totally beat up with the surf and stuff like that, or have to worry about jellyfish and stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved being able to get in the water and just chill out when it was too hot, just walk out in the water and cool off. But yeah, it did get to the point that Um, that we would use the water hose out there until somebody would mess it up and bust a hose or something like that. So it was really chill. Stephen Walker. As for me, the largest shark I've ever seen was the one that I caught was 13.2. It was a tiger that I caught, and then I also got a 12.3 and a 12.6. My 12.6 actually set the land-based world record and held that for 4.5 years. My 12.3 actually would have been the 100-pound line class world record, but we used it to certify to deny it so that way the guys out of Florida who were keeping the sharks out of the water for too long couldn't claim a world record after the fact. So we approved it and then denied it for that. And so a lot of guys in Florida really didn't like me. So I wasn't worried. They weren't going to stop me from fishing. I'm still was going to do my thing and get out there. I enjoyed fishing. Yeah, that's another thing too. Being able to be, you know, with a large group of people in an area, and the kids could pretty much run around without worrying about them going too far away from camp and or getting sucked out by an undertow. And that's a beautiful thing about the pier. I really did enjoy that. And what's up, Tony? How you doing, man? How's work? And I know you've been hard at it, brother. I definitely like being on the kayak and the jet skis and the boat too. If it has water, it's a yes. It's like yes. It's almost like when's the best time to go fishing? Yes. What's the best bait? Yes. I mean, yeah. Um, I don't know exactly where we're going as of right now. Uh, I know they set the date, but I don't remember where we said we were going. So we're definitely gonna have to work that out here pretty soon. Thinking to myself, man, this is such a pain in the butt. Going piece by piece by piece. But this is what we do, guys. I started posting these videos because a lot of people, don't understand the amount of work it takes to make fishing tackle from scratch. And, we're not a tackle shop that has gear that's mass production made by, machines. It's actual people behind the pouring and melting and making all the gear and stuff like that. And it does change a lot of things for us. It is if you stick your fingers in your mouth and or if you're um, melting it with no good airflow or um, yeah. The only two ways to get lead poison is through consumption or eating it or inhaling it. So if you're grinding on it, that's a bad way. You can inhale the dust particles, which can cause cancer. Or if you're melting it down and you're breathing all the harmful fumes that it creates. Yeah, so that's three ways. Oh no, two ways: inhale or indigestion or ingestion. All right, Amy, thank you for staying on with us. I'm pretty much going to go until I have this all done because definitely been on my guides about the amount of product they put out. So definitely showing them that it can be done, but it does take working with a sense of urgency. What we're definitely gonna have to look at too, guys, you know, being south of Bob Hall or north of Bob Hall, is the other day that the water came all the way up to the dunes. I got a phone call from one of the guys, and he was asking me if I was still planning to go to the beach, and I told him no, it fell through. And he's like, well, good, you couldn't get on the beach anyways, that the water was all the way to the dunes. So I wanted to go that next morning out to the jetties to go fish those back ponds or those back areas that end up getting flooded in with like that. Normally there's a bunch of reds and drum and trout all stuck in them little days. It'll be like catching fish out of a barrel kind of deal. But I didn't get to make it out there. There's a few shark tournaments. I have not been able to keep up with them with everything I got going on. Normally the guys on the team are the ones that are keeping track of all of that. So it really depends which tournament you're talking about. Oh man. Yeah, that's the one up in Matagorda area. Or I think they were already talking to a few of y'all guys about coming out there and meeting up with us and do that tournament. I don't know if I'll have the jet skis up and running by then, but definitely going to put the work in to try and make it happen for sure. So. Yeah, right here, guys. You see that edge right there? You can see that line. It goes all the way around the wake. What I'm doing is tapping on it, and now it's gone. No more edge. So that helps too. So that way, when people are fishing side by side, or they catch one of their own lines, it does not cut off their line. So it says on the fishing weight right here. These were poured by us here, so this is a step that we do to ensure when people fly our fishing tackle that it isn't going to cost them more fishing tackle. Gorda Author to Matagorda. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Tony. Beating in that good luck. Right on, I'll take that. Yep. Kind of fishing do you do, Enrique? Saltwater, okay. Drum, red, shark, kingfish, jack, snapper, or yes. Oh, awesome. There you go, Brandon. That'll be sweet. I definitely will be trying to make it out there for sure. I know the guys will be there, no doubt. Just I know it's a little harder for me to break away sometimes, but definitely excited. Yeah. So whatever bites the hook. Yeah. Oh, there you go. You been fishing the jetties or catching those in the bay? Ray, you have a good one, boss. Yeah, just call the shop tomorrow so we can get you sorted on what you were talking about, boss. That by all means, for sure. I'm gonna try and see about getting the old town back up and running. That one it was a hard down after that last tournament, so definitely want to get that one back up and running because that one is definitely it's a beast of a kayak. It really is. Morgansport and La Porte, Texas. Okay, okay. There you go. Fish out there your whole life, boss? There you go. Working it up for sure. If y'all are new to the channel, guys, just giving you a heads up. A lot of the guys here, we we network, we meet up with new fishermen, share knowledge, try to improve everybody's fishing with the knowledge that we have and or trying to learn. So don't be afraid to share your knowledge. We definitely encourage it here. And don't be afraid to ask your questions as we definitely pride ourselves in helping learn new gear or sharing the knowledge that we do know. So, and why do y'all lose a lot of gear out there? I've never fished there, so I'm gonna ask questions too. and also, what kind of line are you using? You using mono, braid, hollow core, spin gear, bait cast? You see me looking over a lot is because I'm reading the comments off the computer screen, just because it does make it a lot easier sometimes to for me to do that than to actually looking at it on the live video feed over here. Oh, probably about a dozen more handfuls, and I should be done with this final touch-up portion. That's a good question there, Edgar, for sure. Edgar asked if all the new guys, how did y'all hear about us, or how'd you find the channel? That'd be interesting to know because we're always looking at new ways to try to grow our subscriber base as we are coming up on our 25,000 subscriber mark giveaway. We are going to be giving away quite a bit of tackle. So tomorrow, if you want to see a lot of the gear that is in for us to give away for this 25K giveaway, check it out. I will be live tomorrow. We're also doing what they call a fire drawing, or what we call a fire drawing. And we sell tickets for $10 a piece. And I only do it for about an hour here live on the channel. Whatever the amount that tickets that are sold, whatever it amounts to is how much in-store credit you have for the winner to be able to purchase whatever you want in-house. So we've had some of them go $1,500, $1,600, $1,200, $1,000, $700, $900, and that's all in-store credit for you to purchase anything we have in store. Same as cash. So, and if it ain't enough for you to buy what you want to buy, all you have to do is pay the difference on it, like many have done. They've bought rod and reel combos with the funds there, and just pay the difference. And what you can also do to save money, if you can come in and pick it up, you don't have to pay for shipping. You can actually have it picked up. I'll give you another good excuse is to go fishing while you're down here. Pick up new fishing gear and then go fishing. Yeah. The way you enter, Steven, is we have two YouTube channels to play with. It's Team Hard Life YouTube, and then there's Jacked Up Leatherworks YouTube. If y'all haven't subscribed to their channel, they're our channel sponsors. They've been sponsoring us since we first started out. He does leather work, belts, watches, or not belts, wallets, rod or reel covers, and suitcases, and all kinds of stuff like that. Well, with that being said, he's going to be giving away to one of our winners a cover to cover a 50 wide, 80 wide, or a 130. The winner will be able to choose what they want. We will be giving away, we're looking at a reel, an Abbott reel, a Team Hard Life rod. We got 4 spools of braid right now. We got more coming in. I've got some more prizes there. I'm just going to have to check out the deal tomorrow on the prizing. And like I said, we're still probably about a month out before we can get to those, but you never know. It could happen overnight. And if it does, any entries after the 25,000 subscriber mark giveaway has been hit will not be accepted. What you do is you share the links of the YouTube channel, and then when you share it to any social media platform, when you do, you screenshot that you have shared it, whether it be TikTok, any social media platform. When you do the screenshots, you submit them to the Team Hard Life #1 at gmail.com. If somebody can put that email up on the channel so everybody can see it. And the more entries you put in, the more times you can win. Yes, we do allow for you to win multiple prizes. It's our way of thanking those who put forth the effort to get to the bigger prizes and stuff like that, or get more prizes. So we also have a deal going on for a participation deal where we're going to take one of our YouTube subscribers out fishing with us. And we don't know if we're doing shark or red or whatever we're doing, but they're going to be out there fishing with us for that trip. And that's as a bonus on top of the 25 prizes that we are shooting to give away. So there's 25 places to win. And yes, multiple, you can win multiple times. So there you go. And which black drum, the oversized ones or the keeper ones? Because I saw that you do catch oversized. We tend to use a lot of blue crab, sea lice, or fish bites and shrimp combos as well. Have you seen where we use pantyhose to cover the bait and or bait elastic? I also have videos using underwater cameras showing how the drum come up and steal your bait and they never even move the hook. I'm amazed that video hasn't gone viral yet. That is amazing that it did that and didn't even move the hook. It was crazy. Oh yeah. No, that's definitely something that the team is putting a effort into is getting more kayak time, especially if they're all gearing up for Sharkathon. It's a tournament that I'm not allowed to fish, but it's there. Ooh, look at this itty bitty! It's a 1 ounce cannonball. A 1 ounce cannonball right there. Almost as big as the brass eyelid on it. Looks like it was an accidental pour because that's the only one I've seen in there. But I'm like, it's all right. It'll get put out on the wall, so we're good. All right. So if you don't have social media, what you can also do is send texts out to your friends. And I know you're gonna be you'll be limited on that because there's only so many times you can text them about the YouTube channel or maybe different videos and stuff like that. So again, guys, that's another way for you to share the knowledge right there, boss. So what I've also seen too is guys on other YouTube channels share our video link and information about that video to other YouTube channels. So that's something else right there that you can look into. And I don't fish Sharkathon because I won it in 2013, but they stole it from me, saying that I failed the lie detector test when they were the ones who actually set me up for failure on that one by arguing with me and trying to. They actually tried to disqualify me 2 weeks before the tournament even started, saying that on my YouTube, my Facebook, that I spoke multiple untruths about the channel or about the tournament. And I'm like, well, it's obvious y'all didn't read the what I posted on there. But I got upset when I found out that they were singling me out and not telling anybody else about what they were saying. So, yeah. And then come to find out that they were actually doing a lot more on behind the scenes of keeping me out of the tournament before it even started. So, definitely looking for a lawyer that can help me with that issue because I ain't getting one from here from Corpus because all these lawyers are in each other's pockets, and I definitely want somebody who's not afraid to go up against a big company. So, what's the size of an X wrap best for pier jetty king mac? Um, I don't even know what an X wrap is, to tell you the truth. Is that a lure? And it's obvious, guys. I don't know everything about fishing. I do know quite a bit. I just don't do every single style out there. And also, too, just because I own a shop doesn't mean I know about every single lure or rod or reel on the market because so many pop up every day. Every day, about 10 to 15 new companies around the globe building tackle, building this, building that. And yeah, I gave up on trying to keep up with all that. I used to stay up sleepless nights all the time trying to keep up with all the new gear that's out there, and it was a losing battle from day one. So I've learned just to be able to uh, know what I've got and what I can get my hands on, and if it's right there in front of me to where I can get to it and it's easy find and not having to spend 30 hours looking for it, and it's gear that I can put to use and or test out, and then actually get approval from the channel because if it's not good enough for me to keep in my inventory or in my own personal gear, I'm not going to put it on the shelves. So, oh, Rapala, okay. Yeah. What's for life in the house? Yeah, I originally had a lawyer, but he didn't do nothing on my case for a year and a half. And then he switched firms. And then the new lawyer that took over said it wasn't worth his time to only fight for $18,000. Because at that time, I didn't want nothing more than what was rightfully mine, for winning the tournament. But it comes out that there was a lot more behind the scenes discrimination than that was going on. And yep, but now we know. So we are definitely praying we have that it gets righted someday. Because even to this day, because that lie detector, um, other tournaments are now uh, using it to block me out. But basically stated that if you've ever failed a lie detector, that you cannot enter the tournament. Years later, after I've already fished in their tournament, I've won it several times, but they took on a new sponsor, and the new sponsor put that catchphrase in there, and because that catchphrase is in there, and there ain't a time limit of like within a certain amount of years, 10 years later, I cannot fish that tournament. Actually, it's 11 years not later, and I can't fish that tournament, even though I won it for several years. Yeah, it's the way it goes, man. That cookie definitely crumbled the wrong way. All right, I'm gonna go put these in a bag real quick. I'll be right back. Definitely gonna show y'all all the stuff that's getting done over here. Let's see. Actually, let's do it now. I can kind of do this now. Let me find my tripod. That way y'all can see what is up. So what I gotta do, I gotta find out how much weight my work afford. Write it down, and then figure out the time on it. All right, so actually, I've got to do this to work properly. I need. All right, zero that out. Put this on here. Got 17 and a quarter pounds. What I'm doing now is I'm double bagging the 3 ounce egg weight. Combine the weight to figure out where we're at. This is 17 and a quarter pounds right here. Oh, actually, 26, almost 26.5 pounds. I'll be right there, guys. All right, so 3-ounce egg weights. I need 25 pounds. We got 26 there. There you go. You can see the weight on there, 25 pounds. Check that there. Tray. Hold on. Actually, I'll put it. Well, this will actually good. Nowhere near that. For coins. Like some coins. Over here. So that's all you need. I'll clean it up fine. But we have half-ounce pair right here. 12.5. We need how many pounds? 35. 35. 1 pound. Almost exact right there. Yep, 20 pounds. 1 ounce. 31 of this. We're at 14. But mind you, this is still, what should I say? I still haven't cleaned off these bins over here, but I got to separate this lead. So separate the sizes. That. 15. 'Found some more egg whites. £8.5 of 4-ounce cannon. Right. Almost 10 pounds. £12. All right. Well, guys, I am gonna start sorting these weights. That's what I gotta do. I gotta start. There's 3 sizes in here. You got a 1/2 ounce, a 1 ounce, and a 1.5. So, oh, were y'all able to see that? Those are the 3 sizes that I have in there. So I gotta fix them because we don't need the 1.5. We only need the 1 ounce. These 2 sizes. The third one we don't need. So, but I'm gonna get a third tray so I can put them into it. easier to see. Yeah, I'm gonna take out the smallest ones first. They're a little bit easier to see, but they're also the ones that are taking up a lot of space. All right, guys. Hey, real quick, have y'all seen the new Roadhouse? I know we kind of talked about it last night. I saw it, and I thought it was really interesting. I know we commented a little bit on it. I don't know, man. That movie I think it made an impression. It really was a great, you know, uh, storyline behind it and stuff like that. And it really did show that some people are kind of in that mindset or in that lifestyle that it they're okay with putting their bodies through the max abuse kind of deal. So, but also too that they don't like bullies. So that's kind of where I'm at. Uh, Actually, real quick, I want to go back. Uh, all right, Steven, I just saw your post about the rigs and weights. Is that from us, or were you? I didn't go any further back. I just popped on the screen, and now I can kind of see your comments and stuff like that. Um, Definitely a different kind of feel, knowing that hey, we actually do make the gear. It ain't just you know prepackaged and brought in by bigger companies, or from bigger companies. I appreciate that, Stephen, for sure. We definitely do go out and go fishing. And ain't just, I heard this works. And that's what they say. Actually, we go out there and we put the gear to use. So I wish y'all could see what I'm actually doing, but the angle of that, let me see if this, see if I can try something. Hold on. See if that'll let y'all see it. What I'm doing is pulling out the half-ounce egg weights, trying not to pick up the ones at the same time. So that way I can kind of sort them through. It'll be a lot easier when I'm dealing with the bigger sizes and they're not too close together. So, but there's so many half ounces, though, it's probably going to be the easier one to pluck out kind of deal. Oh, okay. The long line clips. Yep. That is something that we have uh, seen too many times where it does save people's lives when worst case scenario, has happened that they get hooked and stuff like that. So, yep. That or the guys that build the leaders with the hooks pre-attached for big rigs like that. Yeah, we won't. We will never, never, never do that here. Now, for the cast outs that are meant to be cast outs, it's something different. Not we're going to build a kayaked out bait with a permanently attached hook for that reason. When it comes to the long line clip too, I was the first one here in Texas to start building those leaders like that. Everybody else was using long line clips, or I mean not long line clips, but inline links and shackles. I got tired of losing the stem off the shackle because we'd be fishing on the pier on the beach, and it would fall down when we were trying to put the hooks on, and you can't buy a new stem. You can only buy a new shackle. So I was getting away from that because of that reason, not because of safety. But at that time, we weren't thinking of safety. We were just thinking about how we can be quicker and more efficient at rigging up our leaders and stuff like that. And our end thought process at that time was ensuring when we put this leader together that it wouldn't fall apart while fighting a fish. Well, later on, when I started using the long line clips, I saw the speed at which we could attach and detach, and then that's when we started really paying attention to the safety portion of that. But still, a lot of the guys, even though we were preaching that, they weren't concerned. They were like, no, no, they didn't want to lose the fish. It really, it really did change a lot of what they were thinking, but it did save a lot of guys for sure. I want to say in at least one season we had about 5 or 6 people that got hooked while kayaking out baits, and the long one clip saved them. It really did. So. And Steven, were you the one who walked in here and I was showing you the leaders? Or were you watching here on the channel when I was showing how they work? Because I had somebody come in here and buy some leaders and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names. Unlikely we introduce each other, but I don't forget faces, but names are one of the hardest things for me to remember. And looking at this, I'm thinking that we're really close to getting to that number that we needed of the 15 pounds or 35 total. But it might be real close. Be good because these things take so long to pour and to clean. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take out the bigger ones out of here. Put them right here. If you don't need them, I can easily move those over here too. Maybe I ought to put the phones on the charger. Oh, okay, okay. All right, yeah, I remember some of that conversation as well. Still finding some halves in there. Oh, they're little. Man, I love this little cannonball. It's so itty bitty. Like literally. It's that is cool. That is do have to admit was one of the, I guess, annoying portions of it, but it's still faster than trying to pre-sort them. I mean, actually, while I was breaking them, I could have pre-sorted them, but I definitely would have had to work in the back shop instead of over here up in front to make it happen. Because normally when I'm breaking weights, I'll sort them as I'm breaking them, so I don't have to go back and do this step here. But I knew it was gonna be too loud on the back, as it normally is. So I did it right up here in front. I don't know if y'all can see that the weights that I'm sorting right now, but they're real close in size. Except one's a half ounce off, or more, should I say. Think I'm done. Think I'm done. Nope. Nope. Let's see. One final search through. I feel like I'm going through beans to make a pinto bean, but some beans right there. Looking for the bad ones. But I'm also sorting through because if you can see in the tray, there's a bunch of scrap pieces of lead. And I'm going to go dump this in the bag, and I don't want to have to throw scrap in there. That's not what they're paying for. They're paying for clean weights ready to go. So there you go. 1.5 ounce. Right there. Half ounce and 1 ounce. All right. All right, let's get over here. I'm excited for this half ounce because if we can be done with that, it will be so awesome. And then that will be the end of the video for tonight. Well, actually, I might be able to do those surf weights. Might. 20. Oh, drum roll, please. Oh, 34 pounds. Oh, man, we gotta have some 34 pounds. Hold on, let me check the back. Let me check. Nope, that's all we got. 34 pounds. We are 1 pound short. Oh, so close. Well, move this off for the meantime. And then we got 1 ounce pairs. Zero that out. Get that on there. We're so close. $26, and we're 4 pounds short on that. 5 actually, because we need 31. We're 5 pounds short on that. Oh. Wait. That's so annoying right now. We're like that close. We're so close. Well, put these back up here. Yeah, I can knock out those surfaces real quick. All right, guys. So real quick, for those of y'all that are new to my channel, I'm gonna walk y'all around my tackle shop real quick so y'all can check this out and see the other stuff that we got going. These are our drum leaders. We got double drops, single drops. We got them with regular circle hooks, and then we got them with improved circle hooks. And all it means is these are a smaller hook than these over here. And as you can tell, they got snapper leaders labels on them because it's exactly the same leader, but the guys that were offshore wouldn't buy them because it had a drum picture on it. But we put a snapper picture on it, and they sell like crazy. And then we got the guys that love them for catfishing, so we put a catfish on them, and they sell them. But it's exactly the same leader, but it works. And then we improved them with heavier duty hooks for the offshore guys. We go even bigger, and then we go to with coated cable so they hook up a toothy critter that they can actually land it. Then we have pompano leaders here. That's our selection of pompano. Actually, that's the selection of pompano. We got bigger hooks right here because there's a time period when big pompano come through, smashing with redfish, bull reds, and all of that. Well, when you're using the small circle hooks that are normally used for pompano fishing, they get bent out. So the guys go to these. Normally that whole area is filled, but right now we've been concentrating on these because it hasn't really gotten to that point yet. But you can see all the different colors of floats that we have. We got glow in the darks. We have beautiful, beautiful color combinations. Then we also have what they call hard floats, and we got soft float leaders. We have both styles of people here where they either want the hard float or the soft float. And we got our Carolina rigs down here. And then our Jack Crevalles. And you'll see me use these a ton for black drum fishing all the time. I like the 3-way longs. I really love the 3-way longs. But depending on where people are fishing, whether they're fishing on a boat or in the jetties, they'll use other leaders as well. These are the redfish rigs. We have the casting. We have 3-way short and then 3-way long. Same deal, except these are made with 100-pound tests and these are 130-pound tests. And these are a smaller hook compared to the bigger hook. And then we got trout and flounder rigs, as you can tell, all kinds of colors and sizes. Yes, sir. And fish are not particular to color, but fishermen are. And then right here we got a weight order going out, which he shouldn't have left there, but he did. So I have to let him know about that. And we're out of the 3-ounce surf weight, it looks like. We're going to have to make more of those, more of the 6s, more of the... No, I think we have a bunch of these in the back. We're going to have to pull those out. and the cannonballs right there. So all the extras will come back here, like that little one on sits by itself. We'll get another one back in there. And we got the heavy duty shark gear here. Another water going out in the trays. Let's see if he marked them. All right, the bait bucket, the bait bucket. He did. Good job. Good job. Yes, sir. And our wall of stickers. I know I'm kind of running through this with y'all guys. Normally I like to take my time doing it, but it is pretty early in the morning now. Or going to be. Is it midnight yet? I don't know. Then we got our medium gauge surf weights here. Remember last week, all of that was empty, 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 empty. Well, we've done filled it up, and we're still working on it. And then our landing nets there. Our big black drum leaders right there. Those are 5-footers. And we got 3-way longs and J hook, kale hook. Those are some monster kales. Look at that. Yep. And big circle hooks, 3-way short, 3-way long, casting for the bull reds. And we got coated cable leaders with 100-pound mono, 135-pound cable, and or even 250-pound cable, 3-way long, 3-way short. As you can tell, we got a variation of everything. We even do the same thing, but with a smaller hook and a bigger hook because some people like that variation. Same exact leader, just, filling everybody's sweet tooth. And I'm telling you, that's a lot of hooks up there, guys. Yeah, some people are so mad that they're like, where are y'all getting all y'all's hooks? We're like, we got the hook up, you know? And we got our 4-foot leaders, 5-foot leaders, and 6-foot leaders. And our big shark hooks, 24-aughts, 20-aughts, and then 18s. 30-foot shark leaders right there with the long line clips. Then we got the old remnants of the olden days, 18-aught J hooks right there. Got gar rigs right here. And then my wall of the Kingfish rigs, freeline rigs. And actually, I started making the slide line setups, and there's a lot of leaders there, guys. Like each one of those stacks is stacked. Yep. So they're coming. The Kingfish rigs for the pier or for slide line, and they're coming. And actually, that's what I was planning to work on tonight. That's why I had all of that there. But when these weights started coming through, I was like, you know what? Let me start running some numbers. So, but all right, guys. If y'all will give me a second and stand by, I got to use the restroom real quick. I'll give it to at least midnight. So give me a second. I'll get reset up on the next evolution of our doing our surf weights. So give me a second, guys. All right, guys. I'm almost set up. like surprises this late in the night. That'll be safe than sorry. What size surf weight would you use for a shark red? Yep, depends on current. Because I'm going to be brutally honest, guys. If I didn't have to use the surf weight, I wouldn't use one at all. If I could put a coin weight out there, I would. Just so my line doesn't drift into somebody else's, then we have to upgrade, of course. But if I had the choice, I wouldn't want to use a weight at all. But current and everything else dictates that we have to in order to keep our lines from messing with other people's gear. And because of that, we have to use surf weights. So to answer your question, the way he did, it all depends on the current. It's really no one surf weight will fix all kind of deal. Because I've been out there where I've actually ran pyramid weights because there was no current, but the sharks were there and they were hitting. We just needed something to get out there and to hold the bait kind of semi in place, and it allowed us to uh, run bait, get it out there, and then uh, allow the sharks to pick it up. So it was pretty cool. It was one of those rare days that no current, and there was a lot of big fish being caught. We caught kings, cobia, shark, bull red, jack crevalle, tarpon. I mean, it was a feeding frenzy for sure. And what I'm doing now is taking off the lead out of the bottom because sometimes the mold gets really hot and the lead pours through. So, and for us to leave the lead on there, it would just end up meaning we lose money because if they're only paying for a 6 ounce, they're not paying for 6.5, 6 1/4, 6 3/8. So all the extra lead that goes on there, if we don't pull it off, we end up losing money. And it don't seem like much, but when you're pouring 10,000 of these a month, that's a lot of lead to be losing out on. So but after this portion right here, guys, I'm pretty much going to be done because I got to go to the back and cut the weights, and uh, I really haven't shared yet on how I trim off the legs yet, just yet. I will. I got videos, but we got to hit 10,000 subs before that happens. But then at that point, I'm not going to be totally relying on my sales here because the YouTube should be paying enough so we don't have to worry about it. So we're getting there. We'll get there. We'll earn it. Definitely earn it. Stays fairly rough. Also depends too on how far you're running your bait, what size of bait you're using, what size of line is your main line. If you're using monofilament, obviously that's going to hold a lot more water weight than braid will, but it also depends on the weight class of your lines. And yeah, that's a big determining factor right there. I never use breakaway weights for surf fishing. All of our weights are designed to stay with the leader, so that way when the fish does pick up, we fight it all the way in with the weight still attached. The reason for that is because they're expensive. We don't want to be throwing them away. And then also too, by guys using the breakaway weights, where they throw a brick out there or a sandbag, and it's just leaving more trash that we have to deal with at a later date because they create cutoffs. And if you keep doing that, it's just going to make it real hard to fish that area because all they're doing is cutting people off. And so you're inviting more debris out there. And yeah, not good in the long run. Yep, they are. That they are. Yep. hmm And these are our light gauge. These are the 116s. These are the lightest gauge that I have. They've actually asked me to make lighter gauges than that. I'm like, don't really want to, you know. If they want to use it to really, because they're saying, well, the price. I'm like, well, not really selling it for the price. I'm selling it for what they can do for the people that are actually want to be out fishing. If you start going lighter than that, you might as well just use a pyramid, or a coin weight or a claw weight. You really don't have to build a surf weight for it because in reality, that's pretty much where it's at. If you go less than this, it would be one of those weights. I can remember when I used to go to the gym all the time. I need to get out there, man. I really do because I do miss being in shape, but just having to deal with all of this and being focused on making sure this engine stays properly lubricated is another one. Yes, sir. We designed these weights from the currents that we have down here in Texas, especially in Corpus Christi. Uh, it does get insanely crazy over here. We've had guys from other cities and other states saying that Texas ain't this, ain't that until they get here, and then they can't even get a bait out because they can't get past the second bar. So now, granted, I know when I get back out there on that kayak, I'm gonna have to reintroduce myself to the surf and all of that. But good thing is I've been there, so I know it's capable. Yep, yep, you're exactly right. Some calisthenics. I used to do 10 and 15 pound dumbbell exercises, but my son started working out for high school and stuff like that, and so they pretty much disappeared into his room. So I definitely need to do that. But also too, look at the times, by the time I get out of here and then try to get showered up and to bed and then back to work, you know, I'm here usually again by 9 in the morning. When I stay late like this till 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it does make it, what little sleep I do get, gotta get it, because otherwise I'll be not fully functioning properly. Remember being able to do this all the time, 2 to 3 hours a night, no worries. Now it's like, yeah, gotta get her done, get some sleep. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So, TX, where do you normally fish at, boss? And also, too, Steven, just a heads up, the way we sell our weights is like these will start out in a small flat rate box, because I could put anywhere from, one to I think like 10 per box. If you buy more than enough weights that it goes into say a medium flat rate box, I don't charge you anything extra. I just charge you the minimum amount of what the weights would have costed if you would have sent it in the flat rate, even though you bought in bulk. That's kind of our way of giving you a discount on your gear. And even though you go into a large, even if you get into a large, we will only charge you the small flat rate fee because this is the item that you were getting. Now, if you bought an item that starts out in the medium flat rate and you go to a large, kind of the same thing. It just really all depends what type of gear you're buying and how much you buy. Like we try to work our discounts and stuff like that. But and that's the other thing, by doing it over the phone, it allows us to play with those numbers Whereas online, it really doesn't allow us to do it. Pre-designated setups, and it does really make it hard for us to do that. So, and I've tried so many times, but it either doesn't charge enough or it overcharges, and it's like, well, the only other way is to have them call the shop and place orders this way. So, hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. I do miss my workout routines. I usually would sit in front of the TV and put a movie on just so I can, work out, but kind of forget that I am working out. 2 hours later, I would hit those numbers that I was looking for, but it was for that. And actually, it's because of those workout routines that it saved me during the tournament when uh, my harness had failed on me, and I actually had to fight that shark with just a butt plate. And yeah, that, that would have really sucked if I hadn't done those workouts because I would not have been able to hold that 130 for the duration of that fight if I hadn't done those workouts. So yeah, calisthenics is it's not about building mass; it's about that endurance, and it's a great way to maintain strength for sure. Yeah, no, that. Yep, that's always the dream is to catch the waves right and back, so you don't have to fight them, getting tossed over and stuff like that. But it does make a hell of a difference for sure. So yeah, on these you can see all the little extra slag on the sides of the weight and on the bottom. So I'm trying to clean all that off as well. Three, four. There you go. Well, um, so that one would be in a medium flat rate box because of the liters, but I could stack all that gear in there, no worries. So you would just pay the medium flat rate pricing on there. Um, and that would actually stay all the way up until you got to about probably uh, 20 weights or so, and then it would go into the large flat rate. And once it goes into the large flat rate, that we actually got a couple of large flat rates that are insanely big. So we actually put 50 pounds of weight into one large flat rate box for that guy. So it had probably 20 of each size is what he ordered. So, all right. Looks like it. I don't know, Gibbets. It's what, 11:36 here, and we are cleaning weights. I'm doing the first cut through. I'm taking off all the extra trim that's left over from the mold. Excuse my hands, but I've been working at it for several hours here already. So that and did a walkthrough in my tackle shop. And soon, if I can get the channel to blow up like all the other ones, man, we can make this our personal tackle box. That would be so cool. Be a fishing version of Demolition Ranch with their big old warehouse of everything that they have and stuff like that. So that would be awesome. Yeah. Well, and Stephen, like I said too, just give us a call here at the shop, and then we can run the numbers, and then we can put it all in there. And once we print it out, we get it all sorted and pulled. And normally, as you're telling us, we'll ring it up, but we'll start pulling it as we're doing that, just to make sure that it is there. Or we'll let you know, hey, we're out of this, but we can have it poured that day, and it'll ship the next day or whatever. So. Uh, that's what I normally like to do. I'll walk around the shop and start pulling things as you're telling me what to pull it, and then charge it up. So that way you got an idea of what the total price is before you even get off the phone as well, too. So Gibbets, thank you. What kind of fishing do you do? Or do you do any fishing? And are you getting up for work, or are you barely getting back into? I'm missing my. I have a pair of pliers, and I don't know where they're at. Hmm. Hmm. Well, mm, that's all the surf weights already cleaned off all the bottom of the lake. Now we got to go to the back and clean them off. Trim them to the legs are the same size, and but that will happen tomorrow. All right, guys. To answer your question, the color choices of MXO Raptors are black, gold, blue, black, gold, blue, purple, green, gunmetal, silver, and I think that's it. There's only like 7 colors that are available. Yeah, well, mm, mm, maybe this wasn't the channel for him. We tried, but all right, guys, I'm gonna go and wash up. Call it a night here. It is 11:40. This will probably be one of the earlier nights that I do get out of here. We are, yeah, definitely gonna trim this up. Try to finish that last bit, man. We're so close to pouring those. Probably needed one more good rack, and we would have had all those weights poured out and stuff like that. But I will be working on these tomorrow. These are the Kingfish rigs for slide lining. Right now, they only have one hook, but if you saw, I've got a swivel in there. That's on the back side of the hook, so that way I can attach a stinger hook on here as well. So that way we can do actually two. You can do one about here and then another one a little further down, and those are the stinger hooks for the rig. Now I got a swivel up here because this attaches. This will be a Pro Series Kingfish rig, and on the Pro Series, what we do is we make these individually by themselves with just that bottom portion. So that way you can buy extras and have them in your cooler or in your tackle box. So when you do hook up a fish and it's all mangled up in there, instead of having to worry about trying to pull it, you can just disconnect him, go to your tackle box, pull out another, get right back to fishing, send it out, and then come back and deal with that. And that way it's ready so you can interchange them quickly, efficiently. Because obviously, once you pull that kingfish up, he's still frisky, he still starts shaking, and you'd rather for him to be totally done with all of that before you start messing with it. It really does help you on that. So, yes, tomorrow we are doing our fire drawing. We already sold one ticket today for Jaime, and however many tickets we sell during the live video feed tomorrow will, whatever it amounts to, comes out to be in store credit. Again, guys, we are doing our 25,000 subscriber mark giveaway. There's some special prizes out there, guys, so don't miss out. Remember, once we hit 25,000, that's the cutoff point. I will not accept late entries. So that's on you guys. So I know with what everybody's saying, I've got to get on the channel, on the email, and ensure that I get everybody's updated. Um, we got a few guys that have got a ton of entries in there, which is awesome. That is a lot of support from a lot of guys there, and we truly are humbled by the amount of support we get from the channel. So again, guys, if y'all have any questions, y'all can call the shop, 361-334-2171. We're here 6 days a week, but every now and then I'm here on Sunday, but for the most part, 6 days a week, and we can get you set up for sure. So, yeah. William, that comment was for mainly you and Bluegrass, because y'all two are just like, and like y'all are, y'all are definitely putting in the work for sure. Um, DC, actually, I've been at it about 2.5 hours now, and I'm about to call it because I've gone as far as I can go here without having to go to the back shop. And over there, I really don't want to open up the bay door to cut for, 5 minutes and then close it because the way it's positioned in the warehouse and stuff like that. So we're going to be moving some stuff around, but sorry, guys. It's been a day. It's been a day. So, but yeah, y'all have a good one. Y'all stay blessed, and we will see y'all tomorrow for tomorrow's fire drawing and see how much we won in the lotto. Yeah. Oh man. I saw one video earlier. A baby started like she's asleep. She starts crying, like screaming, like to wake up her parents, and their parents are right there already filming her, and then she starts to smile and all of that. And I was like, that's yep, that's about right. So, but all right, guys, y'all have a good one. We will talk to y'all later.